Hey, good morning to everyone. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's 7 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, so now the news is out fully about this phone call. It's all over the news this morning. It's a big story. I did the video about 3 or 4 o'clock as soon as it came out yesterday afternoon. It's interesting. A couple of the comments I got, actually, this news is so damning. I can't say it's unbelievable because we all know how corrupt and we know this president, but a couple of people almost couldn't believe, I wouldn't call it the good fortune that Trump is being outed like this, but it almost seemed like people couldn't believe it. And I'm sure if you got to listen to the actual whole hour-long conversation. It's available now. All right, I want to talk about one other thing. All right, there's not a whole lot of other channels talking about this stuff about this week. I don't know if other people, other channels, media, if they're trying to shy away from this in the fears that them talking about it might create more of a situation. I don't know. It worries me, and when something worries me, I figure that I'm an average guy. It must be worrying you people too. It must be on your minds too. And I'm going to talk about it. All right. One of the biggest things now, the 10 past secretaries of defense sent a letter. I'll try to put this in my community page, or I'll definitely put the link down below for this. 10 past secretaries of state, including 2 of Donald Trump's, Mark Esper and I think Mathis was his. Those 2 plus 8 others, secretaries of defense, sent Trump a letter saying, look, we had the election, we had recounts, we had machine recounts, we had by hand recounts, the governors confirmed it, the electors confirmed it, we've gone through the judicial process, it's gone to the courts, this is over, this is done, Biden won, stop. Stop right now. That's basically the gist of what this letter says. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the media that the Defense Department is seriously worried about Trump. Like I've been saying over and over again, a caged animal, a cornered animal is the most dangerous. And as these days tick down, once we get to the 20th. I think Donald Trump sees that his period to try to overturn this election, even though it's impossible, pretty much by any rational means that doesn't completely and illegally tear the country apart, it's over. But I truly believe, I truly believe that he's in a panicked, anxiety-filled state this week, and I have serious worries of what he is going to do this week. So these 10 generals and the Defense Department itself is worried that Trump is going to try to provoke a martial law situation where he will try to keep power past the 20th. Once again, I don't need to tell you guys. I don't want to keep repeating it, but this Wednesday is looking more and more like it's going to turn into a serious situation. We have the group that Trump told to stand back and stand by. We have them actually voicing their plans out loud. The leader of that group saying how they're going to dress to fit in with other groups that they think are the left side, so they can start trouble or attack these groups without being seen coming. I mean, this is devious, scary, harmful stuff. And I want to talk about this one other thing too. Now, if you talk to a Trump supporter, the first thing he'll say is, well, the BLM and that anti-group there and all of their protests and destruction, there's a very, very big difference. If you look back to let's say Portland, okay? Portland or any of the other cities, like with Jacob Blake or any of these other situations. These protests weren't planned. These were emotional outbursts at justice not being served, at just people blatantly being singled out. And these protests weren't planned. This destruction, this violence, or none of that was planned. What we have here on Wednesday is clearly, it's premeditated. It's a whole different story what we're talking about here. You have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of these Trump supporters planning, premeditating on, I can't even say on this channel without losing my advertising. I can't even come close to saying what they are planning, what they claim to be planning. Like I said, and the difference here is this is premeditated. This is weeks in advance. With the stuff in Portland, the BLM and all that, in an emotional state, a lot of times, like, you'll see if somebody assaults, or worse, like if a husband comes home, finds his wife with another man and does something unfortunate, violent, a lot of times, it'll be a lesser charge because the man was in an emotional upheaval state. It was a hard thing to deal with, and he acted irrationally. Human beings do this. I see it as the same thing here now with the protests and stuff in Portland and elsewhere with BLM over the last year. And what we have here Wednesday is akin to premeditated, first degree, whatever. You see what I'm saying here? The planning and the thoughtfulness going into this. There's plenty of time for these people to change their minds and realize what they're doing is going to tear America apart and hurt people and destroy businesses. It's not an emotional outburst. This is planned and premeditated, and that's a big difference. All right, and then Trump urging this on. Why? Because he knows, too, that there's going to be other groups, the left and the right, will clash. This will give him the opportunity to declare martial law and to put all sorts of claims out there that the left and Biden they're already starting to destroy America. You could see where this would go already. And not to mention, I don't think I'm that far off with the whole Iranian thing, because that's still in the news. Iran has been putting out, apparently Iran itself is worried that Israel might set something off in a preemptive attempt. Like, Israel agents might actually attack Americans in an attempt to get Donald Trump to act and start something in Iran over the next week too. I don't say this stuff lightly. I don't say this stuff to get views or to scare people. This is real stuff that I keep seeing over and over in articles, and I see this stuff coming together from my point of view, and it seriously concerns me. Like I said, and then you have these 10 secretaries of state sending this letter just in the last couple of days. So obviously, what I'm thinking and what is right in the same line of thought with the 10 secretaries of state. So I'm not imagining this. I'll put the link to this story about the secretaries of state and this letter that they're concerned about Trump setting in a series of events. Like I said, a caged or cornered animal is dangerous, is the most dangerous. And I don't say this stuff lightly. It's something that I really fear happening. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Monday.